look at my room here at the Pine Ellis Lodge. This is the upstairs bedroom. Got one bed there. That's the bed I had. Another bed in this corner. And the final bed there. So that's it. That is the bedroom power strip fan. That's it. That's the upstairs bedroom at Pine Ellis Lodge. Deja vu, I know. Good morning, campers. If that looks familiar, that's because I am at the same spot I started at yesterday on Route 17. Yesterday I started here and went south. Today I'm starting here and going north. Because I am now back on the trail with my full pack. And holy cow, after slack packing for 3 days, boy does it feel heavy. Oh my God. You know, you go from carrying 10 to 12 pounds for 3 days in a row to carrying about 30 pounds. Wow. I gotta get my back used to it again. Anyway, today's kind of a big day. I'm not happy about it. 14.7 miles. The only good thing is that the terrain doesn't look bad. I don't have any huge climbs. I think the biggest one is maybe 500 feet. But it's not super steep, according to the terrain profile. It should be, I'm hoping it'll be manageable. It's also a perfect day right now, but they're calling for rain later this afternoon. I don't know if I can get to camp before the rain sets in. I'm right here at the trailhead. You can see the blaze there on that rock. Another blaze on the rock up there. On the step up there. Right there. I'll just sign off now so I can climb up onto the trail. I will check in again later. I'm going to try to make it all the way to a little past Route 4, or at least to Route 4. There's a place called the Hiker Hut that's right down the road, like 0.2 miles. It's an off-grid place. You can't charge your stuff, but there's hot showers and beds. And he does Beyond Burgers for vegans. But I've heard rumors on the trail that it's closed. People have been saying, you know, is it open? Is it closed? What's going on? So I don't know. If they're open, I might try to stop there, especially with rain coming. That'll be a 13.5 mile day, a little bit shorter. Otherwise, I'm going to have to push on another 1.2 miles to the next shelter. That'll make it 14.7 miles. So we'll see what I can do today. We'll find out later. That is the Sabbath Day Pond lean-to. I'm just leaving it. I had a break here. There's a nice little tent pad right there. Very nice stretch of trail. Pretty easy hiking. A little buggy, but a couple of beautiful ponds, Long Pond and Sabbath Day Pond. Here's another little not as good tent pad right there. Got some roots in it. Down here's a wooden tent platform that looks like it needs to be repaired or replaced. I'll show you that. I took a break that was too long, as usual, because I just started looking at the AWOL guide and got hooked, trying to make my plan for today and tomorrow, and really the rest of the week. So here's the tent platform. Kind of bad shape there. And there was a nice tent pad, though, farther down here. In fact, I'm thinking this is a great spot for my wife and I to come up sometime. You know, not during a through hike, just come up for a few days, come to Maine, hike a little bit. Nothing strenuous, easy trail, camp out for a while. So here's a couple of tent pads back there. A couple of them. Really nice spots. And there's some stealth spots here and there. Sabbath Pond is right down here. It has a sandy beach in some spots. Very clear, very shallow. Come over here and give you a look. All right, actually, I'm going to go right next to the pond here. Show it to you. All right. Sorry. Here we go. Ooh. Yeah, that's really clear. Here we go. Sabbath Pond. Really beautiful, really still. The water's very clear. I don't know if you can see that. You can see the bottom very easily. Very nice, serene lake, pond, whatever it is. So, great spot, great hiking here. I'm making a little mental note, putting a little mental check mark on this stretch of trail for maybe a future trip sometime. Right now I gotta get moving. I really gotta get to somewhere, either the hiker's hut or to the next shelter, I think. Next shelter, yeah, which is probably another 9 miles, 8 or 9 miles from here. So, got some hiking to do. There's something you don't often see, a sideways blaze. Okay, so I've only got about less than 5 miles to go. And I decided to stop for some water at the Little Swift River campsite. It's a tenting site, but there's a privy down the trail from it, and it's on a lake, pond, whatever it is. And there's a rowboat or a canoe, I guess. And it said that there's a spring. Well, that was a bust. The spring is not working, it's not flowing. And the lake or pond, the shoreline is real muddy, so you can't really access the water easily. There's a pair of waders there I could have put on and waded out, but it said there's another stream up the trail here about 1.2 miles, and I still have half a liter of water, so I said I'm not gonna struggle to get water because, you know, there's water just down the trail a little ways. So that was a bust. I did find out, however, positive news. The hiker hut appears to be open again. That's at the road crossing in 4.8 miles or whatever it is. That was closed yesterday because the guy who runs it, I guess his brother passed away, and so he closed it. And there was talk on the trail about that. But I guess it's open again today. His sister, I guess, came in to run it while he's gone, dealing with his brother, so that's unfortunate, but I'm glad that it's open again because I'm probably going to stay there tonight. It's an off-grid place, no electricity, no laundry, anything like that, but they do have beds, they do have hot showers, and they do cook a breakfast, so I'm going to stay there probably for the night, especially because the rain is coming. So anyway, that's my plan, get some water up ahead here, take a rest, eat, and then hike the rest of the way to the hiker hut. Okay, I stopped at the next water source indicated in the AWOL guide and in Guthook, and it said it was a reliable water source. It's a little disappointing, so I'm going to show you what I did just for instructive purposes here. So here's my water. It's filtering. You know, it's a little yellow like a lot of the water is around here because of the tannins. And my activated carbon filter doesn't take out all the tannins, so there's a little bit of color left. But this is the water, just kind of like this stagnant pool. So I was like, okay, not great. But I looked over here and I could see the water was moving. If you look there closely, right there, you can see the water moving. You can hear it. And if you look over here, there's an actual flow underneath that boulder there, right there. So what I did was I took that leaf, and I can't show you this because it took two hands, but I took the leaf and I kind of held it under the water source like this, and you see how it comes off the end of the leaf, and then I put my cup underneath the leaf, and I put my cup right here down in this little depression, and I directed the water into my cook pot. It has handles on it. I would get it about 2/3 full, dump it into the CNOC bladder, and then do it again. I did that about 6 or 7 times, and I got about half of a CNOC, as you can see. Half of my bladder was full there, my water bladder. So it's the best I can do. There's another water source farther down, but the comments also said, you know, puddles stagnant. But you know, you gotta take what you can get. The reason why hikers like water that's flowing is because, number one, it means it's fresher, right? It's coming from out underground somewhere. It hasn't been sitting out and been exposed to insects and the heat of the sun and whatnot. And therefore, it's also colder typically. So when you can get water that's coming, flowing, it's moving, that's usually a good sign. It's usually colder, and it's usually going to be fresher and cleaner, and not stagnant and start to taste like algae and have insects in it and other stuff floating around in it. So anyway, I just thought I'd share that little instruction with you. Sometimes you gotta kind of be resourceful and engineer a solution when one is not available. The snake that just captured a frog. Got the frog in his mouth. That's insane. It looks like the frog's blown himself up to keep from getting swallowed. That is freaky. Okay, I don't want to see how this ends, so I think that's enough. Yikes. Nature, you scary. Somebody went to a lot of trouble to build this little aqueduct channel, whatever it is, and there's basically no water in it. Just mud, wet dirt, wet sand. So I'm road walking now. I'm done with my trail walk for the day. I got the numbers a little bit wrong. It was 13.2. No, that's right, 13.1, 13.2. But it was 1.8 to the shelter from the road. I thought it was 1.2. But I decided to go to the hiker's hut instead. When I got to the trailhead parking lot, I was like, oh my God, is that trail magic? I hear a bunch of voices. I see people sitting in folding chairs and I see backpacks. I'm like, oh my God, it's trail magic. So I came out and I said, is this trail magic? And one guy goes, well, it was a birthday party. It kind of turned into trail magic. And I was like, oh. So I just dropped my pack to get it off me and to wipe the sweat off me. And one of the lady, I guess, who was, you know, putting on the party or whatever, didn't look like a birthday party, but she offered me a water, cold water. I sucked that down no time at all. And then she offered me some cold grapes, so I had a handful of green grapes, seedless grapes. Those tasted great. I haven't had grapes on the trail since I started. So that was a nice treat. And then I just cooled off a little bit. I only spent 5-10 minutes there, then I'm heading up the road now. I gotta pause, the car's coming. Okay, so it's a busy road. Cars are flying by at like 60 miles an hour. And there's not much of a shoulder. So I'm coming up on the hiker hut here. So anyway, tough day. The trail was relatively easy as far as trail goes. That was a fairly nice section, you know? But the humidity and the heat were killing me. It's clouding over now. Sky's starting to look like it's going to storm soon, which I guess the forecast says it is. So I got to get going. I want to get inside, get a shower, get out of these sweaty clothes. So at the end of another day, made great time. It's not even 4 o'clock yet. So it was about 9 hours out there, about 8 of it hiking and an hour worth of breaks. So I covered 13.2 miles in 8 hours. It's pretty good, especially under these conditions.